All right, really quick video of the basics of how this fire kit is hooked up. So this is the same as a Softail. This is a Road King. It's the same as a Softail where the tank is split and there's you're gonna see a hose that goes from one side to the other. Well, you're gonna buy a T-fitting that will tap in there, and you're gonna grab your fuel coming down, and then there's an emergency shut-off valve that you're gonna buy. The fuel line goes down under the frame to a fuel pump. See it right there? That's the fuel pump. That's where we have it mounted, strapped to the frame. Now from there, you're gonna exit, and you can't see it, but inside, you're gonna have a little solenoid, so that you're gonna have the input to the solenoid. And when you see the parts in hand, it makes sense. So out of the fuel pump into the solenoid inside, you just find a spot for it. And then from the solenoid, there's gonna be a little T-fitting, and your hose is gonna come out, and you'll see it right here, that hose coming out, and it's gonna inject it into the muffler, into the pipe, to the exhaust. And there's a nitrous tip there, and that's what's gonna shoot a fan spray, okay? You're gonna do that to the other side also. So you have your spark plug. From the spark plug to the nitrous tip, you wanna be 22 inches away. You're gonna just measure from the hole to here. 22 inches is the distance you need for a perfect flame. Okay, so that's the fuel side of it. Now the electrical part of it, I make that fire cube. It's small, you're gonna hide it in anywhere. I have it where the solenoid is. Okay, you're gonna wire it. I have it hooked up to the horn button. So I disconnected the horn and use that horn wire to what I call the fire cube. If you don't wanna do that, you could put your own switch, put 12 volts to a switch to the fire cube. Okay, so you're gonna have, let's just say you used your horn. So you're gonna have your activation with your horn to the fire cube. Now, that fire cube is gonna have an output on it, and that's gonna feed power to your fuel pump and power to your solenoid, okay? So, and then another two outputs on the fire cube that I make is gonna have two outputs, well, one to each coil. So you can have a positive coming out to the coil on one side, and the other coil, I have another coil on the other side of the bike. So you can have two outputs for a coil. So, and then you're gonna just ground the other half of the coil, and you're gonna have 12 volts from your battery to the fire cube also. So there's 5 wires. You can have a horn or your own switch, that's 1, a ground, 12 volts from the battery, 2 coil wires, that's 5. So those are the 5 wires. It's very simple to hook up. You just got to find spots to put the hardware. So this is kind of where we put the coil on this bike, on this rail. And like I said, you're going to buy all these parts. You're going to buy the wire, all the parts for it. The parts are probably around 400 bucks. And I make that fire cube. I mean, it's straightforward, man. Here's the other coil. Here's a fuel line going to the solenoid. It's a very simple system, and you want to put the spark plug like a 1/2 inch away from the tip, just like that. And this is a nut. This is actually a modified nut. That's a 14 millimeter. It's very hard to find those nuts. What this is a spark plug anti-fouler, and I cut the nut part off, the thread part off, and I kind of made my own nut to hold the spark plug in there. But that's it, man. Really cool system. It's like bulletproof, man. It won't fail on you. And that fire cube that I make is 100% waterproof. All right, take care.